we ready? Oh, 93, the Sandman. There we go. Oh. Oh. Chills. You open one eye. It's pitch black outside. Time for work. You get up quickly. A few moments later, you're outside of the studio. 93. Mulk up. Oh. Okay. Okay. Alright. We've got more places to investigate. Gonna start down here. Ignore everyone. No one straight away. I'm fine on money. Out of nowhere you hear a voice whisper in your ear. Ludwig!
This is where I died.
You brake hard. There's no noise in the cab. No noise outside. A silhouette appears in the back seat of the cab. Its features appear one by one as if drawn in with a paintbrush.
So much suffering.
Hey, how's it going? Holy shit! You're alive? How's it been? Are you alright, man? Holy shit! You're alive, shit? Oh my god! We all thought you were dead. How are you, man? Just coming in. I'm a taxi driver who was shot, and now I'm driving around trying to figure out my own, trying to figure out my own killer, and a ghost just appeared in my car. Little Ludwig. I know he's back.
Would you be so kind as to drive me?
What?
Very well. Let us drive.
Got a new PC and it doesn't have the Twitch app on it. No, I just default to watching Twitch at work. I understand. You've not been on Discord or anything, man. It's like yesterday, me, Matt, and Nodge were talking about how you dead. Oh, the resub. Oh, a free Prime sub. Hell yes, thank you very much, Hannah. Yeah, I am dead. Oh no. I come from beyond. Are you Ludwig? Oh my god. You hold your breath. On the back seat behind you, the voice slowly reappears. You start driving.
53 Rue de la Grange Belles, my friend. Bonjour, Senor Pussycat, bonsoir.
As creepy as he is, I like Ludwig. I'm happy when his event happens. You pause, looking at him quite intensively in the rearview mirror. And besides that, and what is there in the Grangeaux Belles? He smiles.
There is death in its truest form. You see, at night, the streets fill with the spirits of horses.
He's cute in his own way. I know what she had.
Before my time, they used to be cut to pieces there. They cut their heads right off. Swish!
He seems quite pleased with this performance.
There was mud, like puddling, almost. The poorest coming to glean a piece of meat or a bone to chew on and trudge through it. Splodge, squelch!
Its silhouette seems to flutter for a second, as if it were the sound wave for laughter. You played much of the Far Cry series, Jack? I've played none of the Far Cry series. I've played none of it. I don't even think I've watched someone play it all the way through. I don't think I have. Should I play it? Is it something that should happen, Sam? I always see you playing the weirdest of games. So they come to me. They come to me. These games come to me, and they're all fucking brilliant. Call of the Sea wasn't brilliant, but this is a winner. Honestly, I could do this every day. Just go around listening to people. Not your style of game, then? I don't know. Just asking. I don't know if it's my style of game. I literally have no clue.
People came from quite far to steal a hunk of meat and a bit of skin. The abandoned carcasses attracted files. That says flies. Attracted flies. People gathered the larvae to go fishing in the Seine or Bondi. The flies drew swallows. Folk came on Sundays to shoot rifles at flocks of birds.
To be fair, I've been lost to RuneScape recently. We thought that. We thought you'd been playing a lot of RuneScape. I'm playing Far Cry 5 at the moment. America Simulator. Very nice. Very nice. I take it lots of guns and murder.
My mother once took me there to show me the gallows. She told me this is where traitors were sent to die. I nodded and was shocked by the stench of the place. I miss my mother so, you know. Do you miss your mother too?
Yes.
Is she dead?
Yes.
Did she ever take you to see a gallows?
He breaks into laughter.
I'm being a bother.
The little ghost starts speaking in a joyful tone once again.
My mother loved taking me for strolls. She pulled me by the arm through all of Paris, stopping in front of a building, a market, a dump. She would say, "See now?" I can still hear her voice. "See now? That's how you'll end up if you don't do all of your chores. If you don't learn all your lessons at school. If you don't listen to your father." And she usually gave me a perfunctory smack.
His silhouette flutters, as if he were receiving a blow. A twister ice lolly? Oh my god, I love twisters. Right, so because of my tongue bar, I can, do you know, like there's the ice lolly bit and then there's the swirl of ice cream. My tongue bar fits perfectly in that, and I can just peel out the ice cream. It's the best. I bet that is exactly how Ludwig would sound. Would you mean it's exactly how he sounds? I'm doing his voice flawlessly. I am Ludwig.
What's your profanity?
I wondered how long it'd take him to find it.
Stop here! The horses are angry this evening. Something is getting on their nerves.
He sighs, his presence still making you feel particularly ill at ease.
My mother never understood why I joined the comrades, the commune, the cherries.
Silhouette starts to flutter.
She thought I was being young and stupid.
The fluttering intensifies. You can barely make out the little ghost silhouette.
Barricades, dead horses, hanged.
The silhouette freezes. He looks over at you.
I personally think I'm lucky to have died for something I believe in, rather than to have lived for nothing.
A shiver runs up your spine.
Like you.
Snaps my neck. Howdy, emo kid. Sup, y'all, and how we doing? Ludwig's a commie. He's a commie. The next minute, the ghost has vanished. His voice still resonates in the cab.
Like you.
It's not the voice resonating. He's just behind my ear going,
"You're gonna die." Whoa!
Turn the wheel and pull over to collect yourself. You breathe. This little ghost is going to do you in. Tired. But good. We get to see Bear tomorrow again? Hell yeah. More Bear. Why the fuck am I over here? God damn it, Ludwig. You took me from here to here. Ah! Fucking Ludwig. A woman crosses the street in front of you carrying a baby in her arms. As you drive, you realise it's actually a big tomcat. Oh. Crazy cat lady. Okay. We're at one of the scenes. Get out of your taxi, cross the street, and walk over to the hospital. It's small. It's a small, drab building with greyish shutters. A client of yours works here. You ask about her at the reception desk and are given a floor and a room number. Climb the stairs. The smell of disinfectant is overpowering. 10 years before, someone had come up with an unfortunate colour scheme. Pudric lilac, sickly orange, muddy red. You push open door 451 and see Gina. Sitting on her bed, her face aglow in the light of the cell phone.
Oh, it's you. I was wondering when you were going to stop by.
She stands up. It's a good time for you?
Sure, no problem. I was trying to get some sleep, but it's been a tough night.
She forces a brief smile.
I don't have that much time.
A few weeks earlier, you've been there for Gina. A few words exchanged during a taxi ride, that's all. But she contacted you afterwards to say her thanks. You met up for coffee and then settled into a routine. Text messages sent every week or so to see how the other was holding up. Seems like our new love interest. Then they're going to do a house visit next week. So we have to bear proof the house and garden. Goddamn. Get yourself some wolf piss. Her schedule as a doctor meant she'd been working night shift too. But he never told her about the attack, about the Sandman, about Bussy.
So you know about the Pancorium?
You nod and follow her down the hallway to get to a small medical dispensary. You can hear the gurgle of the coffee maker.
Coffee?
We're gonna find Xavier. Are we gonna find Xavier? Sure, thanks. I'll take a coffee. She pours some coffee into a flimsy paper cup, the smell momentarily blotting out the disturbing stench of the hospital. She pours some coffee into an old cracked mug and leans up against the medicine cabinet. How have you been?
Can't complain. Things can always be worse at any rate.
Oh, Captain America, not Xavier. Xavier? No, wait, yeah, no. Xavier. The Daredevil looking guy. Xavier's the Daredevil looking guy, right? I think so. So I think we're invested in him, the robot. Wait, Steve, Sam, or Bucky? Wow. 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 Well, I hate Steve. And Bucky's never been Captain America. Excluding comics. Don't want to piss off comic nerds. The one who shit themselves. Yeah, the one who shit himself. Yeah. You can sense her impatient. She switches her mug to the other hand, as if to demonstrate her composure.
But first I need to know if it is related to the Sandman.
She goes on before you can answer.
You know I'm not an idiot, right? I know how to connect the dots.
Tell the truth. Yeah, it is. You update her on the situation, presenting a broad picture. She nods, giving you a smile when you finish.
Pancurium is a cure, a poison if you'd rather. When you turn to pancurium bromide, it's a muscle relaxant. It used to be used as general anesthetic.
Used to be.
Yes, it's very cheap anesthetic, but extremely powerful. Too powerful, in fact. Surgical intervention nowadays are much faster and more local. But it's still used in the United States on death row.
She pronounces the last two words and almost an imperceptible shudder. She finishes her coffee.
A lot of anti-death penalty NGOs are fighting to have it banned. Pancurium is lethal, but it is a painkiller. Patients apparently still feel pain until they pass out. Oh, one more thing.
She feels uncomfortable.
There was a break-in a few months ago. Some pancurium was stolen. It's not the kind of thing that usually goes missing. It was the same night the building caught fire. The hospital was swamped. Most of the victims were sent here.
Any way to find out the victims' names? She gapes at you, dumbfounded. Amazing you would even ask.
It's impossible. It's confidential.
Of course it is, I'm sorry. Thank you.
Tonight it was my turn. No problem.
Take a last gulp of your coffee and hide your disappointment.
Coffee is actually quite good here, isn't it?
She breaks into a broad grin. You're touched. There's something about her youth, the light in her eyes. You smile back. Yeah, it definitely is. A few moments later, you're back in your cab. Luckily, the smell of the hospital has vanished. Cancelled out of the cold. I was gonna say, booked his cab. I know you were. I know you were. I know you were. Comic book nerds, damn it. Comic book nerds.
Be careful, don't forget, you're not a cop.
I am a cop. You drive away. Never piss off a comic book nerd. They just call you fake fans. Well, this fine gentleman looks like he will do. This fine gentleman. Honourable. A lovely man. He's a weeb as well, isn't it? Thank you. Phil. Is it this Phil? Is he the Phil that was one of the guys that the two lesbians met for insemination? Is he that Phil? I hope it's that Phil. The passenger who sounds at the back seat could be a male model. They did say he was attractive. Oh my god! It's him. He asks you to take him to Charles Dagobah Airport. His voice is mild and pleasant. You sense your passenger wants to talk about the killer. It's simple. Since the first murder, everyone thinks they know something. Everyone thinks they saw something, and this passenger is no exception. You watch him in the rearview mirror as he adjusts his clothes, checks his breath. Obviously primping. You drive people to the airport all the time. They bring a suitcase or a bouquet of flowers. The passenger doesn't have either. He's looking at himself in the rearview mirror. His lips part as he runs his tongue over his teeth. Nothing stuck in my teeth, right? Phil, the guy who thinks with his other head, or the one who was full of himself? Seems like the one who was full of himself.
Monkey.
You shake your head no. You wonder why he's going to the airport. You're wondering why I'm going to the airport, aren't you? Yes, exactly that. I could tell that you were curious. I tell you, but it is a secret. His voice has changed, as if he were about to deliver a speech. Women today are too smart for us men. Too smart. They're onto us the minute we try and hit on them. He crinkles his nose, because they were onto him. He crinkles his nose as if there were a bad smell in the cab. There are dozens of books on how to get lucky, on how to score. But they all make the same mistake. Do you know what that mistake is I'm talking about? They're written by men. I don't see why that's a problem. After all, they don't write books on hunting, do they? Smokes. No, let me tell you. All those books are about hitting on women never tell you where the best hunting grounds are. Theatrical pause. Airports. Another theatrical pause. It's brilliant, right? Women in airports are lonely and emotional and available. Wow. Wow! Look at this smile! On the street, they're always in a hurry. They don't have any time. At the movies or in museums, they don't want to be disturbed. But at the airport... He's clearly very proud of himself. He remains silent. He crinkles his nose and sniffs again. Is it me? Or is it a funny smell in your cab? You sniff too. Don't smell anything. He shrugs and go back to his monologue. Personally, I prefer older women. Let him talk. Let him talk. He needs to get... It's a tad chilly, but I am a hero. Yeah. That's the smell of ghosts. Single moms who are at the airport to pick up or send their kids to their exes. They are waiting for they're waiting at the unaccompanied minor counter to get information about a late flight or gate exchange. I walk over to the counter, look at the flight information, pretend to be worried. My sister, I say. I'm waiting for my little sister. She's never been to Paris before. I'm going to take her to Louvre. She wants to work in fashion someday. She's very talented. I hope everything is okay. That she had a good flight. She means the world to me. She's my half sister, but I love her like a sister. A smile. He takes another sniff, glances around the cab, and picks up where he left off. The half sister line works every time. Divorced parents remarried. Every time. This guy. He bursts out laughing. Let him talk. Just let it go on. A word of advice though, you have to get there early. Make a day of it. Keep an eye on domestic flights and the delays, the companies. It requires a little preparation.
What are you doing, step bro?
Wow. You saw your opportunity, didn't you? But I usually go home with 20, even 30 numbers. In 6 hours? Not bad, eh? I'll interrupt him now. Excuse me, do you mind if I ask a personal question? No, of course. Not at all. Anything to help you understand my game plan. Do you realise you're a total asshole? Couldn't resist it, honestly. I understand. I've got to call him an arsehole, he is. Zai? That's no way to treat other people. We're talking about squatting here. No need to get all worked up. Not like anyone died or anything. A slight tremor in his voice. If they don't want to give me their numbers, they don't have to give me their number. I never insist. And a lot of guys do stuff that's worse, right? So enough of the feminist bullshit theory. Wow! The cab pulls up to the drop-off point. Your passenger pays the fare in a hurry. Climbs out of the car and turns around, somewhat hesitant. To be perfectly honest, you shouldn't talk to your passengers like that. His voice takes on an unpleasant whining tone. It's not very professional. If I had an app, I'd give you a bad rating. Squares off his shoulders. And you should wash your cab too. It smells like shit. He walks away. Under the sole of his right shoe, You catch a dark brown spot. Ah, he stood in shit. Passenger disappears. You hold on the cab back seat and start the window and start the cab. Fuck's sake. Asshole. Yeah, fucking shit on his shoe. Piss. There he is, he's Xavier. We'll go to him if... This guy is a suspect, but he's not on my radar at all. He's a suspect, but I don't think there's like anything. I need to get out of here. Alright, Xavier, get him. Pull up to the sidewalk a few meters away from an abandoned warehouse. No sign of your passenger. You wait a minute, staring at the meter. You really don't feel like wasting your time on people who... You hear a window break on the second floor of the warehouse. A body falls heavily to the sidewalk. You lay your hand on the door handle when a man dressed entirely in black jumps out of the window and lands on the body. He stands up and takes a few steps over to your cab. Secure is an angel. Are you the cab I ordered? You nod your head very, very slowly. Super, I'm the one you're waiting for. Be right there. He turns around, places his fingers on the neck of the body. Takes his pulse. It's the same story as last time, damn. But if we pick him up every day, the story might progress. Because we only talked to him twice last time. So we've got to progress it further. He comes back over, opens the door and jumps into the back seat. You can start driving. Nearly, please. You follow orders without second thought. In the back, your passenger smells like sweat and gunpowder. He's been running. Been in a fight maybe. Probably. His muscles bulge in rhythm with his heart, which is racing. Good evening. Pretty good, yeah. Evening, bud.
Evening, Warren. Hello.
How was Bear? Was Bear good? Obviously, Yon told me Bear was good, but do you think Bear's good? Do you have fun seeing Bear? I do a bit of rebranding. I get rid of part of my name. Just trying to figure out what to change it to, as it has to do with sensational. Oh my god! Oh! That's cracked it. It's cracked it. Hi, chat. Oh, he's lovely. He smiles, or tries to. You can see the blood otherwise impeccably on his otherwise impeccably white teeth. Bear is amazing. Fantastic. Fantastic. I screwed up a little. But all in all, it was a good evening. You? Not so sure anymore. Okay, alright. Come on. Let's talk about the elephant in the room. You're on to me, I know it. I'm the masked Joker. It's one, but I know somebody uses that all the time, so I'd rather not. Oh, it's already taken. It's already taken, just like with all the good names. Keep playing the game. I can't just let Sen's name percolate around my head. Silence. You squint to get a closer look at your passenger. The masked Joker. The hero that makes Parisian nights more peaceful? No. Slowly shake your head. Oh, doesn't ring a bell. I'm all over Twitter. So probably on the radio and in newspapers, I think. And what exactly do you do? I protect people. I'm a guardian. Like a superhero. No, I don't have any powers. But it's the same idea. Yes, I mean, for the moment I mostly take care of the small town crooks and pickpockets. It's not very prestigious. But you have to start somewhere. He can fit two tennis balls in his mouth. Holy shit. You're gonna have to buy twice as many tennis balls. You open your mouth, but nothing worth saying comes out. You've got to start somewhere. So how about the name? You like it? I'm not sure I get it. It's Joker, like the card, and masked because I wear a mask. Silence ensues. Your passenger eventually clears his throat. See, I wanted something that wasn't too... He searches for the right word, beats around the bush, eventually comes out with problematic. I did a lot of brainstorming and came up with the masked Joker. I haven't gotten great feedback, but it's hard to find a name these days everyone likes. You have to make sacrifices if you want your core business to succeed. That's what they tell us at school, anyway. At school? Yes, Ian Kate. He freezes. Synthwave is pretty good. The true senpai. Senpai! Shit, I almost gave you the name of business school. What an idiot. Can you imagine if Bruce Wayne went out telling people he was Bruce Wayne? Huh? No, Batman. If Batman went around telling people he was Bruce Wayne. I'm getting all mixed up. I really like Synthwave. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. I like it. I like it. Getting close to your destination. I think I'm hurt. You want me to take you to the hospital? No, I'm fine. I should have jumped out of a window like that. But you're already coming down the street. I didn't want to make you wait. You smile. Pull over right here in front of the driveway. You obey. Don't worry, it's just a flesh wound. I'll be home in 2 minutes. I can take care of everything I need to take care of myself. He pays and struggles to get out of the cab. One last thing. Please don't say anything about ENKID. I'm trying to lead a double life. It's not super easy. Xavier over here like... Nod your head mysteriously. Perfect. I hope to. He doubles over, coughing a spell. In a coughing spell. See you again sometime. Take care of yourself. I'll be much better soon, no worries. He looks at you for a minute. You're really a classy guy. He walks away limping. You watch him as he tries several times to enter his building code before heading inside, finally. As you start the engine, you notice a few drops of blood on your fingers from the bills your passenger handed you. Understand? I understand. Just kind of sick of the guy part. I wanted it send, but user started using the account a week ago. Oh no! After 2 years of nothing. Oh no! I wanted just Jackalope. Oh, yeah. It's a spaceman. Should I take this guy? Yeah. Yeah. You notice a cat sitting on the roof of a parked car. You get the impression he's judging you. The customer getting your cab is in his late teens and looks exhausted. Oh, fuck me, he looks terrified. You sense he's nervous, on edge. He's afraid of something. The 13th, please. Oh. He has a slight drawl, an accent from provinces. Maybe Alice. Somewhere in eastern France, anyhow. You start the cab. A lengthy silence ensues. The smell of your passenger is unmistakable. Alcohol, strong and cheap. Everything alright? The young man is surprised you ask. He doesn't answer right away. Yeah, sure. Sorry. I was kind of zoning out. Problems? Yeah. You could say that. He looks at you at last. Something in his eyes tells you. Can I ask you something? You nod, yeah. I had a fight with my father. And then I took off. Without my wallet or my credit card. Where are you heading now? To my mother's. I live at my dad's place because it's closer to high school. But the two of us don't get along. Your mother will pay for the ride? She doesn't know I'm coming. I'll have to go up and get the money. She's not answering the phone. You don't believe a word he's saying, and he can tell you're not buying it. Otherwise I could. He averts his gaze. I was thinking maybe I could. He looks you in the eye and then spreads open his jacket a little. Make you feel better? Wow. It must be pretty hard driving like this all alone. Maybe a massage or something else. He breaks off and looks down at his crotch. Stop right there. His face turns bright red. Sorry, You don't have any money at all? He nods his head. No, you sigh. How old are you? 21. 21. You look him straight in the eye. 19. Listen, the answer is no, for the massage and anything else. You really can't pay? The young man meets your eye. Yeah, I'm broke. I messed up everything this year. I lost my job at the supermarket. My roommate kicked me out. He seems to be getting younger with each new word. I have a friend who puts me up sometimes. She says I could stay at her place tonight. That's where we're headed. Keep driving. I'll drive you. The passenger's eyes widen. He leans in a little closer to you. You will. Yeah. But you have to stop doing like that. Doing stuff like that. You're going to get into trouble. And cause trouble too. He opens his mouth to say something. I lied to you before. I wasn't at my father's. I was with this guy. A male escort. I spent the night with him. We didn't even have sex. It's platonic. He lowers his eyes. He looks unhappy. I really screwed things up. I don't have a place to sleep. You have nowhere to go. I don't know anyone here. Just only customers. My parents are old farts. And I couldn't stand living in Visol anymore. Have you ever been to Visol? Is this fake taxi? It's fake taxi. It's the complete opposite to fake taxi. He's offered me sex and I'm like, could you not? Could you excuse me? It's a professional business. Don't bother going. It's a bunch of old farts. Smile across his face, it disappears. Making fun of his soul usually cheers me up, but not this time. He senses he's withdrawing again. Do you mind if I take a little nap? Just a few minutes, give myself some time to think. You're not okay. Thanks. Turn up the heat. He smiles at you, then looks out the passenger window. You keep driving. Every now and then you glance back at him. He's not asleep, just staring at the road, lost in thought. He's loosened his shirt a little, as he's not as cold as when he got in the cab. It's as if he were having a conversation with himself, but without pronouncing a single word. As if he were weighing his options. Sometime later, you park in front of the address he's given you. Are you okay? Yeah, sure. Long silence. I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to go home, back to my parents and talk to them. His voice faint, almost inaudible. I'm probably gonna have to do something really stupid, huh? Probably. And you've been there too, haven't you? Yep. A lengthy silence, he held his gaze. He sensed you understand. Thanks. He gets out without a word. He hurries into the entranceway of a modern building, already in bad repair. Public housing. Should have taken the massage. I'm not taking the massage. No, what the fuck? No, said. Bad. Start the cab. I get not paid a lot. I'm a terrible taxi driver. Just saying. I'm fucking god awful taxi driver. I'm gonna grab some fuel. He's not on my radar either, really. Imagine getting paid a taxi driver's wage for therapy work. Alright. That's basically what I am. I bet it would have been a good massage. I'm not... Both of you. Pull over and stop at the gas station. Not a soul in sight. The fluorescent lights irritate your eyes and the smell of pee is wafting up from the space in between the pumps. It's self-service here. Pay directly at the pump. Minimart over there. Must sell newspapers. The person behind the counter must see and hear things. Might be worth asking a couple of questions. You get out of your taxi and you're struck by the familiar feeling that you're the last person on earth. Jack is usually the one giving the massage. Exactly, it's different. It's different if I'm giving the massage. You walk in the Minimart. The guy behind at the counter doesn't even look at you when he starts talking in a lazy, lifeless tone. Welcome. He sighs before, beyond tired of repeating the same sentence over and over. Welcome to Bella Pomp. Jack, can I have one? Yeah, you can. Of course you can, sir. Anytime. Hey! Smile crosses your face. Hell yeah, I want $2 on that $5. Sick. Have you read the newspapers? They're all talking about... Just an offhand comment. Casually brought up about the serial killer. The guy behind the counter seems like he's interested in the case. They're always interested in the case. They're always interested in the case. Good night, I guess. You nod and exit the shop. Double massage. Double massage. Shall we go with discount Jacksepticeye? Why not? Cada. I missed the last train. I'm going to St. Queen. Yeah, sure. You pull up to the sidewalk to pick up the passenger of the cab. You could just make him out surrounded by 5 or 6 cops. An all too familiar scene. Every so often, the low, ominous tones of an officer's voice makes it to your ear. The circle breaks, you see your passenger, he heads over to the cab and gets in. He slams the door and lets rip. Motherfucking cabs! He gives you his address and starts the car. You start the car. The passenger stares out the window, passing the road as if to calm himself. You take a quick look in the rearview mirror. Everything alright? Yeah, sure. They're afraid to lay a finger on us nowadays. Don't want to get blown up. an ironic half smile appears on his face, then immediately disappears. He knows a bad joke when he hears one. What a fucking pain in the ass. Can't go out without getting screwed by each and every one of those son of a bitches. Fucking hell. That destroyed my brain. If you're not wearing a goddamn beret, if you happen to be wearing sweatpants, then yeah, right. You're fucking hood. He smirks wearily, then raises his voice an octave. Your papers, please! He sighs, his voice back to normal. Yeah, sure, shove your hands cock up your friggin' ass, buddy. Always the same old thing, isn't it? Passenger looks at you and lets out a bit of a laugh. Could say that again. Even the Arabs treat us like shit when they're wearing a uniform. A small smile over his face. You know what's worse? He pulls a paperback out of his jacket pocket. Count of Monte and Electro Jones. They wouldn't believe it was my book. He returns it to his pocket right away. For a second, you wonder if you imagined it. The first thing they asked me was where I'd stolen it. You know, like there's no way I could own a book. Then the bastard took the book, flipped through it every single page to make sure I wasn't hiding anything, like hash or some other shit. Forgot 5C had a bear named Cheeseburger. That's a fucking great name for a bear. That's fucking brilliant. Very special treatment for Sam. He flinches. Something in his features breaks. A crack has appeared. He's trying not to show it, but you see what's going on. You can't help it. The inner struggling. The humiliation. A sense of shame. It's just a book. Do you like it? He looks up. Yeah, it's kind of like a, revenge story. Like all the Hollywood movies we download so we don't pay for a ticket. Except that it takes place 200 years ago. Yeah, it's good. It really sucks what happened to the hero guy. And he spends the whole book planning his revenge for a big time. The guy's pretty messed up. He catches your eye in the view of the mirror. He realizes he's not worked up anymore. It's my girlfriend who gave it me. She likes Damas. Damn, I feel special. You are special, Thad. You're a special little boy. Yeah, I think so. She's into all that historical stuff. Okay. To me, it was a real drag at first, but that's that aside. She forced me a little, and then I realised that Monte Cristo, he's one of us. I mean, his story. He's a lot like what goes on today. But it introduced her to new stuff. There are these texts, rap lyrics that she likes. You should see her putting on a show and all. But the truth is, she actually likes it. It's the same thing with reading, right? I mean, it had to be properly explained to me. I had to want to try it. And then that was it. Man, I was on my way. He looks down. It's pretty crazy even so. I'm actually reading a book. I still can't believe it. The book and my girlfriend. His eyes sparkle. Some chicks really change your life, don't they? You nod your head slowly. You pull up to the address and be giving me fare. He lets out a sigh. Man, I don't know why the hell I just told you all that. No worries. Must be a real bummer, all these guys telling you their life stories. That's exactly why I play this game, my friend. That's exactly why I do this, don't worry. It feeds me. I have to go punch an Ellie tomorrow. He pauses, eyeing the time on the radio's LED display. Or later on, I should say. A Mummalari vanishes into the night. Hell yeah. But he's just a good guy. I don't suspect him at all. Nothing evil was dripping off him. I think we're okay. You, I guess. Got one more in? Yeah.
I need a taxi ASAP!
The passenger looks completely dazed.
Drive, come on!
Where are we going? She seems surprised by your question.
Well, to Bolognese, of course. They're out! I don't want to miss them!
Start driving. You know, your passenger relax as soon as the car starts to move. She doesn't seem at least bit interested in your presence. She looks dead. She does look pretty dead, doesn't she? She looks like she's gonna stab me in the throat with a screwdriver. Do I ask her or just keep driving in silence? Let's ask her.
We're going to get the truffles!
You'll go around the corner of your eye. Truffles to eat?
Well, of course not! Food is poison! It's dead weight that stifles thought. We need to move beyond the idea of the stomach as king.
She closes her eyes.
After I robbed one potato, in 2003 I stopped eating vegetables. Seriously, I just couldn't eat when I'd written more. And after that I began to free myself from the shackles of sweets and cooking. Poetry. This is where we come from. Where our true values lie. The combination of words, not oils. In cooking syllables, not meat.
Are you one of those vegans? Are you one of them vegans? I bet you like falafel. Just smile at her. She's fucking mental. As if you could come to an unspoken agreement, silence fills the cab. She whispers from time to time with one finger raised. You know nothing about poetry, but it seems like as a good way as any to go about it. You're almost to the Bolognese now. By day, if it is not much of a forest. At night, even less so. Scattered groves, few lit roads. Wow, Sakura. Wow. You can't just say that. But of course, there are all the sex workers with their trailers and trucks. But their clients are not so interested in having company.
Keep driving, it's a little further on the right.
You sigh. You always never come to see this area except when you pick up your friend Jackie. I like Jackie. Jackie does work around here. An idea pops into your head. For once, you get the impression that Bolognese is more hospitable than France. No killers on the loose, no police on your tail. You're taken by a sudden desire to leave your passenger there and speed off towards the Atlantic coast.
Stop! I sense them.
She gets out of the cab and vanishes into the forest. A minute goes by. What if you drive away? She's 500 meters from the metro station. There's no danger. You want to fuck vegans? The door behind you slams. She's back.
Ah, shit! Ah, shit! Now you got your damn feet wet.
Her mouth is full. You barely make out the address she gives you. You turn the key in the ignition and start driving. You glance in the mirror and see your passenger uncomfortably swallow something. You can't help but say in a distinguished voice, what are those things?
The truffles.
Those super pricey things that grow in dirt.
These ones aren't. super pricey, as you put it. Just help me right.
Are they poisonous? She shakes her head.
They help start the contractions. They help me focus on poetry.
She shakes her head, says nothing. Maybe the truffles are working. Concentrate your driving on the road ahead. Bolognese is as far behind you as, and you're driving through nicer neighborhoods in the city. From time to time she whispers something. You catch a word or two here and there.
Silence. Augmented. Vivisection.
She pronounces each syllable with highness and precision. Oh, she's mental. She's doing this thing. But you've almost reached your destination. Your passenger closes her eyes.
Here it comes. Die, Skywalker!
Her voice drops as the sound more poised.
I hear from across the ocean the turmoil of the drowned. Hold your ear to the water. Hey Ra, Ra hey. Dance on the dock where the dinghies dabble.
She's silent. She furrows her brow.
Ingest. I vomit the carbon I ingest as I sit under the shade of the chestnut. I attempt to write about the passage of a past passage, but it passes away. Passes away. I'm stabbed by savages.
Every once in a while, she shakes uncontrollably.
There were hanged men and women. In their hearts, they were the mark of the improper paternal figure, protruding and pestilent. Pestilent. Am I a slave to my own revenge? Not you, but I.
She slowly opens her eyes as you pull over. She smiles at you. A strange smile. Like she just had an orgasm.
Thank you for your patience.
She hands you the money for the fare and a few white seashells.
Hold on to them. They have.
She searches for the word for a few minutes before getting out.
They have spattle qualities.
I don't know what that means. Special? Or just, is she just being weird? You're ready to jump out of your seat.
And this
Spattle.
reaches the $30 subscription you get.
Silence, Wedge. I do not wish to be horny anymore. I just want to be happy.
I fucking love that. Morning! Morning, Nodge. How you going? You doing good? I'm doing fantastic. Spattle. She's already at the cab and the door shuts softly. You watch her. She walks away. Morning. It's always morning somewhere. No doubt about it, she's wearing pyjamas. Also, Judge Shane's here, he's not dead. Oh, my night's ended. You've met Ludwig. I met Ludwig. Now you know where his ghosts come from. But I have limited mental capacity and was very confused. Fuck, I lost a lot of money tonight. You were straight with Phil. He's an arsehole. I call Phil an arsehole. You've met Xavier. I've met Xavier. I met Chris. I'm like, sorry I was watching stuff, but I made it. Hell yeah, brother. How you doing, man? It's morning here in New Zealand. See, always somewhere. I've met Kadar. He's a pretty cool guy. Okay, that's all me reads. Good man, dude. You? I'm doing good, doing good. I met Alicia. Alicia finished her poem, Truffle. Hearthstone. That's all of them. A lot of money. I lost a lot of money tonight. You take a few minutes to update your board with new clues. Neighbour flushes the toilet. At the corner of your eye, you see the pipe shake. It's time to get moving on your investigation. No, not yet. Mainly playing Magic with the others. Hell yeah. Fucking hell. Muscle relaxing. Victim 2 is corrupt, deserved to die. Death by injection lead to asphyxia. Surprised by an injection. Banknotes stuffed in throat. Dismantle my deck, as we're going to make a different deck, then ran out of money. Understandable, understandable. Make it over the old form? What does he do? Tell me what he does. It's been great, but the new precon definitely needs something added in. I feel like I'm short on land a lot. You've been popping off quite easily, but then it's not kind of ended. It's got changeling whenever you cast it, or a sorcery spell. If it targets one or more other permanents you control, create a token that's a copy of one of those permanents. Let's discard. Hell yeah. Weapon used on you, World War II gun. Okay. I was shot by a World War II gun. So these three are my main suspects. Victim 4 changed will 2 days before death. Huh. Okay. There's like very little that ties her. I need to get one of these three in my cam again. Oh, the phone rings and you jump. You're not used to hearing it. No one ever calls you. Must be Bassett. Pick it up. You there? Yeah. Listen, it's... Maybe, if possible, some artifact search as well to get pyromancer goggles to copy spells more. Oh, fucking hell. Yeah. Goggles is good. Here it is, it right, Nudge? Fuck, they're all Neanderthals here. Listen, it's alien and wiped out. So are you, I bet. Let's get straight to the point. What do you have for me? Oh yeah, but short on cards. You want plain blue. Short on land. In a calm, methodical voice, you're starting to give her the evidence you collected. You start with the first suspect, their connection to the victims, the rumours, and the second suspect, and so on. A few minutes in, she lets out a whistle. Not bad, seriously. You should come and give a lesson to the zombies I work with. Long sigh. But I have some good news for you. We checked the alibi of one of your suspects you gave. As you listen to her, you turn on the board and pull down the suspect she's referring to. It's got to be someone else. She snickers. Play the same deck. Mad. Oh, he does need the Ristic studying midget Moora. You know how lucky you are? Your job for you. Okay, enough chit chat. I gotta run. Okay, let's see who she's pulled off. DAS Fangs. We're pretty sure he's gonna turn into a werewolf at some point. That would explain his terrible breath. Okay, I'm out. She hangs up.
Magic.
Midget fish. You hold the handset to your ear for a while. You've just one thing on your mind, sleeping. Forgetting it all. I knew it'd get rid of Chris. Fuck's sake. I already knew it wasn't Chris. It always ends up getting rid of the person that I already know. Scary because they go artifacts and then turn everything onto artifacts and steal all the artifacts. Happened once. And yet you still get scared by the experience. Yes, one of you went gone, so shit. You slowly open the sofa bed and lie down. The events of the day run through your head. The streets, the passengers, the faces, their problems. You open one eye. Fragments of a dream are still lingering. Twin sisters were hitting you at a bar. But every time you mention your work, someone dropped a glass. They eventually got fed up and left. You get up to quickly forget that all. And a few minutes later, you're outside the studio. Night 4! Suspects around? No, not we can go pick up Xavier again. That's fine. That's a fine person to accidentally click on. That's alright. Don't worry. I'm gonna need a taxi soon. Don't worry, Nudge. Don't worry, Nudge. Be alright. You put up to sideway. It could be worse. You could play spiders. No sign of your passenger. The cobblestones gleam clean. gleam calmly underneath all the street lamps. A cat jumps from one building to another. Two men are fighting in the shadows. You sit up abruptly. Something is shining in the darkness. One of those Japanese sabers, just reflected off a street lamp. That's why I only play mono decks. You don't only play mono decks. What about that weird fucking tax deck that was multicoloured? I played those for like 2 years. The saber falls to the ground, and the sound rings through the alley. One of the two men crumples. The other walks towards you in a taxi in determination. So, over is Mono Blue 2. The sack shit was just a silly deck. It was fun though. I enjoyed it. At the very last minute, just as the door is about to open, you recognise the passenger from before. The one who thinks he's a superhero. Can we go? Same address as last time. He appears to be out of breath, but his voice is calm and poised. Start driving. Put your foot on the accelerator. Oh, that was a cool scene. I enjoyed that. One more than it should have. Yes. You put your foot on the accelerator. Behind you in the rear view mirror, you can see lights in several apartments flick on. Apparently, the fight woke up some neighbours. He stops out of breath. Are you hurt? Yeah, I'm okay. He tenses his muscles, his chest inflates, catches his breath. In the space of a few seconds, his heartbeat is returned to normal. I'm sorry, but Tom's here! Tom, what? Phil hit the true lord of Mono Blue. 5 or 6. You fucking. It's a 5. It's actually getting ridiculous that you could just call dice like these now. Mr. Tom comes here, tells me to roll a d6, then just calls it. Because it has been utter want. What's it utter want? Is that a word I don't know? What's utter want? Utter want? Is it like put upon but different? Utter wank. Oh, okay. It's 5, which means it can get worse. I'm sorry, but another deep breath. I think I shit my pants a little. It's okay, you can come. You come in, we can chill out with some taxi murder investigation. Taxi murder investigation is always good times. Good times. I'd say since he has a mask on, you're pretty sure he's looking you dead in the eyes. But don't you worry, there are no marks. I was just so scared. I was about to say that. What, did he shit his pants? Are you the murderer yet? No, I'm not the murderer. I don't think I'm ever going to be the murderer. When he pulled out his katana, man, I was like, that's it, it's over. You had a good life, and now he's going to cut you up like a turkey. But actually, I handled it. He pauses, nods. You sense him sitting up straighter. Yeah, I handled it. I handled the hell out of it. But what happened? To be fair, you would be the last person you question, makes sense. I'd never suspect myself. I shot myself. I'm investigating a sort of organisation, like a mob types, you know? Imagine the murderer is you, but as an alternative personality. Oh my god. They're forcing kids to work in the squat. They're sorting through jewelry,
Jewelry!
wallets. Sometimes it's sent out to panhandle. Girls are sent too. I mean, you get the gist, right? But the police aren't going to do anything about it. Let me continue. First off, the kids aren't French. The organisation is tied to the Albanians and this not so nice German guy, Hitler. They have ties with extreme right-wing organisations with connections to 2 police captures. Careful, he met your brain. He met my brain. I came to get photos. I went to alert the press. Honestly, pretty chill while watching the Taxi game playing RuneScape. This Taxi game is like one of the best games I've ever fucking played. Game of the year. I fucking love it. It's great. I'm just listening to people's stories. Interrogating yourself by recording yourself with questions and recording the answers. Did you do it? No. Well, that's solved. Brain is the only part of the body to name itself. Ah, wrong again. My penis named itself. Still doesn't tell me what it's called. It's a secret he's keeping to himself. Call yourself Jeff. Outside, an ambulance crosses your path. No sirens, no lights. Almost looks like a moving van. And while I was going out about my business, that guy jumped me with his katana. Scared me to death. He pauses for a while, his body radiating heat. Any hotter and he starts to smoke. Are you okay? Takes him a moment to respond. I'm okay, I swear. He clears his throat. What I'm about to say will probably sound pretty weird, okay? Another deep breath. This one is long and deep, almost moving. Since I've been chasing this organisation down, I feel like I'm really doing something useful. Like I can make a difference. And shit, that makes it all worth it. He pauses. Would it be okay if I just got some shut-eye in for the rest of the trip? I think I need to... He falls asleep mid-sentence. You crack your window to let in some fresh air. The trip continues in silence with you at the wheel and a mass here in the back seat. What if you'd taken martial art classes? What if you'd known how to defend yourself? Maybe that night. You shake your head. There's no point thinking about it. He or she snuck up on you. Attacked you from behind. You still have about 10 minutes before reaching your destination. Nilly. Nilly's always had the same effect on you. One of surprise. You're surprised to be reminded of this town next to Paris. Calm, pointless, unremarkable, boring as hell. At long last, you pull up in the front driveway you dropped your passenger off last time. He wakes with a start. Already? You grin. Yeah, already. I could have slept for about 20 more hours. You glanced at your dashboard. I'm an essay to turn in 6 hours from now. Wish me luck. Good luck. Thank you. He sighs and stretches for a while. Something in his neck cracks. Anyway, shower, breakfast, essay, sleep. That's the plan. He pays the fare and rushes to the building. A few seconds later. You sit still alone. Once the coast is clear, you check the back seat to ensure it's clean. No trace of blood. You sigh in relief and drive off. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. I like Xavier. I like him. I don't know what it is, but he's aight. He's aight. Do you know what I mean? Do you know what I'm saying? Is this astronaut? I mean, this guy's new. I'll pick up some fuel. familiar smells tickles your nose. Oh, it's Ludwig! You turn around just in time to see a little ghost appear on the back seat of your taxi. He remains still as he watches you.
My friend, hurry up. We have a lot to see this evening.
A little ghost throws you a quizzical look. You feel your hair stand on end. You start driving. Silence fills the cab. You can't suppress the urge to glance over in the rearview mirror. An odd smell wafts by your nostrils. Beer or wine that has turned. Acidic, bitter, strong. The smell makes your stomach burn. You instinctively start breathing through your mouth.
That smell. The smell of death. The killer's smell.
He watches you. You know something about the killer?
Almost nothing. This murder is a bit too recent. I must say it's all so new. Too vague.
The child in the back seat makes a strange little noise with his mouth, halfway between laughter and screaming. Someone wants to be wished luck. When someone wants to be wished with luck, wish me luck.
I'm going to tell you what I know. But don't forget, my friend. I am but a ghost in your mind.
He raises his head a notch, chin straight.
I'm not even a fossil.
His voice suddenly changes like a record skipping and jumping to another song.
Sometimes I slip into the Jardin des Plaines, into the dinosaur gallery.
His silhouette shivers.
I'm terrified of fossils. The person you're looking for doesn't enjoy killing. He hates it. And yet he does it. Right now, in the past. War. War destroys the soul.
His voice sounds far away, like an echo.
And sometimes, souls destroy wars.
He shrugs his shoulders like he's getting rid of everything he just said.
Sad story, if I may.
Sometimes I dream about cheese. He said he, which literally means the only person on the board that I didn't suspect. Unless it's not relevant.
So sad.
The shape flutters and fades. You quickly find yourself alone in the cab. The smell of bitter alcohol floats in the air for another second or so until you open the window. The fresh air from outside perks you up. Hands on the steering wheel, eyelids heavy, mom spaghetti. Foot on the brake. You slow the taxi down to a complete stop. Another second and you'll be ready to go again. A wave of elation flows over you. You can't explain it. It's warm and calming. You smile, in spite of yourself. No suspects. I still want fuel. Two teens are walking on the sidewalk. One of them has a white rat. You walk into the Minimart. The clerk behind the counter is undoubtedly the most ordinary person you've ever seen. Evening. Give me the lottery. Fuck. Talk with the clerk. I was wondering. You immediately bring up the serial killer. The cashier looks up, obviously excited by the topic. Hell yeah. Good night, I guess. You nod and exit the shop. You get in your taxi and drive away. Sometimes I dream about cheese. Oh, where are that's weird. What? Odd. Okay. That's weird. It's fine. Joe, grab this young chap. I'm never this far out. Latin Quarter, please. Alright, Alec. In fact, you're taxi in front of a very nice building. A few seconds go by and a frail figure comes out of the big cast iron door and over to the car. A boy, 10 years old at most, gets in the back seat. Sits way too fucking close to me. What exactly brings you here?
I'm going to mass.
He's serious and determined. He holds your gaze in the rearview mirror. You start driving. His determination wavers.
You know where it is?
You smile. Back up, you little shit. No worries, I know where it is. And you're a little young to be going to mass so early in the morning? No answer. Bloody pandemic, innit? Panorama. Do you go to the early mass often?
Not really, but it's the best mass.
You recommend it? Boy, he's fidgeting in his seat. Blood pants. Cooking everywhere. Blood pants.
The websites I looked at said it was the best one.
You've never been?
No, not yet. But I wanted to make sure I choose the best one, so I looked online and...
You can tell he's uncomfortable. He seems to be getting more and more nervous.
I'm going for my mom.
Your mom?
She's sick. Since my dad died, she just cries all the time.
He stares at you in the rearview mirror. Sorry, I lost my dad too.
How old are you?
A little older than you.
Did you go to mass?
You refrain yourself from laughing. No, I didn't go to mass.
Not even to Muslim mass?
No, not even. I didn't need to. He thinks for a minute.
My mom, she needs it.
Why are you making me... Now he's going to sound like Norman Price.
My mom, she needs it. Norman Price? Oh, but Mum, it was just a small fire. She said she can't understand why God did this. So I looked up where the best pass in Paris is so I can go ask God.
The internet says it's the best one.
I think the mass is given in Greek and that's why it's the best in Paris. I don't really know why. Oh, Mum. It was just a small electrical fire, Mum. Norman Price, you're grounded! Does that mean God speaks Greek?
No idea.
I don't know why, but I thought taxi drivers knew everything.
About the city they work in, yeah, but about God? You pull up in front of the church.
Thank you, sir. I better hurry, it's about to start.
Good luck in there. He smiles. He has trouble opening the car door.
I'm not really sure his luck I need. I'm going to go pray. I don't think it's about luck at all.
You watch him get out of the car and walk up to the church. He goes in alone, walking with intent. A few lone churchgoers are wondering about. Give me a tip. Are you dunking that lolly? Shut the fuck up. Are you judging me? Yeah, I am, yeah. Should have asked if he's going to pay before you let him in. I think the assumption is, because I used to get in taxis a lot when I was young, from my dad's to my mum's, they just assume either they'll get paid like straight up, like sometimes my dad would just pay them like 20 to take me there and then he'd give me the change, or like I'd run in and get money off my mum. No judgment from me. It's an aniseed lolly and I'm dipping it in blackcurrant. It's very nice. It's very nice. It's good shit, I'm not gonna lie. I like blackcurrant licorice. I know aniseed isn't for anyone. I understand that. I mean, someone has to. I don't like it all the time either. Sometimes. As a treat. As a treat. And because I'm dunking it, I'm not biting it as much. There's still a little bit of bite. A little bit of bite. I need to keep picking people up, don't I? Alright, you. I know she's nice. You can have my help, Amelia. I love aniseed sweets. It's good. I like blackcurrant. I like just licorice blackcurrant. It's good. It's tidy me over. It's sweet enough. The next passenger to get in your cab is chilled to the bone. Would you mind? You turn up the heat immediately. Thank you. Her teeth are chattering. She looks like she's at the end of her rope. Again, too close to me. Thank you. I've been wandering around in the woods for 3 hours. She looks at you. I'm not a... I know. She mumbles an almost inaudible thanks. Shuts her eyes for a second and enjoys the warmth. Where to? Nowhere. Here, actually. I need your help if you're willing. Oh, shit. You lean over to her. If I could be of help. Yes, I think I lost my cat. Oh, it's the cat! Aniseed is awful. My opinion, of course. Yeah, no, don't worry about it. I understand. Like, if I'm not in the mood for it, it's the worst thing in the world. Right now, I just kind of want it. More sweets for me then. He ran off into the woods. Would you mind helping me look for him? You nod. You look left. I'll look left and you right. You start to drive very slowly. We should be able to hear him. He's wounded. She opens the cab. I broke his fucking leg before he left. Aha. You can gladly have them all. Yes. All the sweets for me is secure. I mean, mainly secure. What's his name? The young lady freezes. His name is... Vincent's. Bless you. Like the woods. Since that's where I found him. She looks away. You've been doing this job for a while? A few years now. Nice. Okay. Several minutes silence fills the cab. From time to time, she sticks her head out the window and calls the cat's name.
Petite! Petite, petite, petite!
She catches you looking at her in the rearview mirror and looks back out the window.
Vincentese! Vincentese!
Say nothing, stare at her. You look straight at her. She looks straight at you for a sec, as well for a second. A very brief second.
Okay, fine, I must confess something. This is not exactly my cat.
Whose cat is it then? She smirks.
I'm a vet student and it's a cat from the lab at school. It escaped. If I don't find it, I'll get a really bad grade. I'll have to repeat a year. If I have to repeat a year, my parents won't pay for school anymore. See, my mother and father are very reputable veterinarians. I can't let them down.
We'll find him. His name is Small. I think it's Small Woods, something? Like Small Forest? I don't know.
Thank you from the bottom of my heart. This kind of thing never happens. Usually the cats are...
She cuts her sentence short and looks outside.
I thought I saw something.
You keep driving. You've never driven this slow. From time to time your passenger looks like she's seen or heard something. She hits the seat abruptly.
Over there, I can hear him!
You stop the taxi, the tyres squeal on the soft gravel. Your passenger runs off into the night. For a second, you wait for a second and begin to hear the cat's cries. The meows are harrowing, painful. Your passenger reappears without the cat. What's going on? She's obviously in shock, staring ahead into nothingness.
I can't. It's terrible.
What's happening?
The cat was...
She finally shuts her eyes and catches her breath.
We're in the middle of... We were in the middle of dissecting the cats when this one woke up
Holy shit!
and ran away. He's half open.
What the fuck? She lowers her head so you can't see her tears.
Can't leave him like that, but I can't bring him back. He's suffering too much.
Her hands are shaking, the meowing in the distance curdles your blood. I can handle this.
No, it's not.
She slowly raises her head, like her skull weighs a ton.
Can't ask you to do that for me. It's my fault.
I'll take care of it. Your passenger says nothing more. You open the door, get out the cab, take a few steps in the cold. The gravel squeaks under the weight of your shoes. Now the grass. The meowing alone, becoming more and more painful and plaintive, leads to the cab. You lean over near it. For a second, it looks like it's gonna bite you, then changes its mind. You grab its neck. You can feel the open wound under your fingers. I mean, I don't know how open this cat is. You can't just leave it there, right? Let your mind wander. From where you are, you can see the thick cloud of pollution that hangs over Paris. Orange hue, but somehow non-threatening. Reassuring, actually. The cat has stopped meowing. You walk back towards the cab. Your fingers crave a cigarette. Your lips crave a cigarette. Your eyes crave a cigarette. Your passenger wants to die. Door open, front seat, key in the ignition, motor running. You start driving. Your passenger is speaking, but her voice sounds far away.
I live on Rue de la Conscar.
You nod. A few minutes later, you leave. The city goes by The city goes by. You feel like it's just been built, just settled in. You're shaking a little. In the back seat, your passenger starts to sob.
I'm so sorry. If I'd known, I wouldn't have.
Listen. You stare right at her. Not far from your destination now. You want nothing more than to smoke a cigarette and forget all this and move on. Your voice immediately betrays how tired you are. Stop worrying about it. It's over now. Believe me, the quicker you put this behind you, the better it'll be for everyone. Everyone. A shadow in the street catches your attention. Its height. That hair.
Okay, you're right.
For a second, you thought you'd seen your brother.
The less we talk about it.
The shadow has vanished. In the back, your passenger doesn't finish a sentence. Silence fills the cab again. You keep driving in silence, paying no attention to the movements in the back seat. When you pull up to the address she gave you, she pays her fare without another word. The door opens, gets out of the taxi. After a few meters, she freezes. Everything okay? She almost jumps when she hears your voice and walks towards a building. 5 seconds go by slowly before she hurries, head bowed towards a building. She disappears behind a large wooden door. You suppose she lives in one of those old maid's chambers on the top floor. Well, that was horrific. That was a monstrous thing. You're the closest one to me, old man. Let's go. Let's go, man's got to make money tonight. I gotta make ends meet, buddy. Just murdered a cat for 20 quid. Tenez! You immediately recognise the next passenger getting your taxi. You never watch television, rarely listen to radio, and don't read the newspaper, and yet you know his face. Novelist, communist, politician too, you think. Your passenger distractedly gives you his address. You start driving. Are you bothered by all these protest marches? This question washes over you. You forgot that during the day people were holding protests. I work nights. Ah. He doesn't know how to follow up. A moment goes by before he yelps. Ah, see? Not much chance they'd come protest at 3 AM, eh? Not really surprising, actually. They want to make a change, but only when it's convenient. Not during vacations, not on weekends, not at night. They make fun of us in other countries. France. The land of strikes. The land of protest marches. We do make fun of you. The country is filled with jackasses and slackers and simpletons. But they protest nonetheless. What do you mean by that? I mean they take the bus or the train specifically to protest. Well, yes, they certainly do like to protest. But actually, most of the people on strike just stay at home, don't work. Before you can get the slightest word in edgewise, he starts again. Take the United States, for example. They have no right to strike. It's do or die. Spit flies from his mouth. He disappears somewhere in the back seat. Oh, it's Paul. They didn't become the most powerful country in the world by going on strike all the time. The most powerful country in the world to stretch. He snickers. His notebook appears in his hand and he begins to write. Strike, protest, unrest. While businessmen and manufacturers are working around the clock, French people should be ashamed. Take a look in the mirror and decide to change, to do something. Don't expect too much from life. They want to have the cake and eat it too. And bite off more than they can chew. I mean, by rights. I hate the phrase, you want to have your cake and eat it too. By rights, if you have a cake, you can then eat that cake. And meanwhile, the world keeps turning. While strikers twiddle their thumbs, workers are working. No, struggling to get jobs done. That's better. Idiotic protest marches. The Frenchest thing and the stupidest. We have to look the masses in the eye and say, you do not own the streets. You shall not wield them like weapons. So, I mean, they do own the streets. The streets are owned by the masses. The people have it. He suddenly raises an eye and looks at you. They're unfocused, and his complexion deathly pale. Say nothing. I once marched. Just came back to me like an old childhood memory. I can see it clearly from Versailles to Paris. I can picture the banners, the songs, and the people's faces. There were so many of us. We got up at dawn, thousands of us, and we marched towards the capital. Our pure and wholesome voices rose up. His voice shakes a bit. So protesting is okay then? His forehead pinches forward. His heads were too heavy. We weren't being heard. We weren't being respected. Perhaps you're right. A single finger interrupts the conversation. But we didn't go on strike. We didn't bother anyone with our banners or our gatherings. And yet we still won. He sighs contentiously. He sighs as you pull up the taxi along the sidewalk. Those were the days. It was a great time. The left was running the country. He leans towards you, like he's about to tell you a secret with a smirk on his face. I mean the real left, eh? He pays and gets out of the car. You hear him talking to himself as a bunch as he walks towards the front door of his building. What a lovely night. Good luck to you tomorrow. With all these protests marching in, it's going to be a messy one. He's gone before you had time to remind him you only work nights. You notice the newspaper on the back seat. Your last passenger must have left it. Or the one before. You grab it and put it away. Could come in handy. Could very well come in handy. Start driving. Didn't even give me a fucking tip. What a prick. What a shed. What an absolute gibbon. Comes into my car, rants about the people, realises the people are right, and then leaves. What a prick. What an asshole. What an asshole. Alright. Down here we go. No time to read newspaper tonight. We got jobs to do. We got shit to get done. Alice and Hoga. Okay. You pull up to an opulent looking building. It must be an embassy, given the neighbourhood. What's opulent? Does anyone know what opulent means? The woman hastens into the cab, dragging the little boy behind her. Clearly she's angry, whereas her son is smiling faintly, as if proud of some naughty trick he just pulled. It looks like he's about to shit his pants. She gives you an address, and you start the cab. Opulent means wealthy or something. Alright, okay. A dead silence ensues. A few streets later, the woman explodes.
I still can't believe it! Norman Price! It's unbelievable!
She's really pissed.
Unbelievable! Setting fires again, Norman! How dare you do that to us? Me and your father. How dare you?
Child doesn't say anything.
Do you realise what you did, Norman? Do you realise everything we do for you? The sacrifices we make, all the money we spend, all of the time we get into those activities of yours. We are bleeding ourselves dry so you can get an excellent education. And you go around biting your classmates.
The child wakes up as if on cue.
Ah! Stop it this minute!
I'm a werewolf.
You are not, you're a young boy! They're not gonna get him with the penises, no honey, no!
That's right, a young werewolf.
That's not funny! Your little game doesn't amuse me one bit! No! And where in the world did you pick up on this bullshit nonsense? A video game? Or a movie?
I got the voices sticking. Silence.
Answer me, Norman!
The movie.
I knew it! Where did you see that movie? Norman Price, answer me when I speak to you! And Paul Emily's. Paul Emily's house.
She makes a small sound at the back of her throat, full of scorn and contempt.
I'm not surprised. His parents in the middle of a divorce. Ow! Paul Emily is my friend. He's not anymore. You won't be seeing him again for that matter. Ow! Please stop making that animal sound.
I'm not an animal, I'm a werewolf. Cab has left the fancy neighbourhoods behind. Is entering a more working class part of Paris.
No need to make friends with someone more interesting than that little Norman and Paul Emily. The Iranian ambassador's son, for example, you know, his name's Kevin.
I'm just saying it's Kevin.
Yes, right. The kid you bit so hard he bled. He bled, Norman. When you're over all this, we'll invite him over. I'm sure he's an interesting child, well behaved.
The boy starts to laugh.
What's so funny?
The boy doesn't answer.
Then stop laughing like all the time. You look like a moron.
I'm laughing because Kevin is a werewolf too!
Now what are you talking about?
You know, I bit him, so he's going to turn into a werewolf. He's a smart kid.
Ow!
Your passenger is shaking with anger. She yells at her son.
You stop that right now! You're 5 years old, not a baby. Act your age, not your shoe size. When your father gets back from New York, he's gonna have to tell you something about this, you'll see.
Play along with the boy. You shouldn't get worked up. Please, ma'am, play along with the boy. My age is my shoe size. Do we play along with the boy? It's just the taxi driver's just like,
Ow!
we play along with the boy. I'm a werewolf too, you know. The little boy casts a hopeful look. Really?
What do you think you're doing?
Sure, I'm a werewolf. Bit of an old wolf bit. An old wolf bit me in the woods one night. Wow, way cool.
Please, sir, please don't encourage him.
His fangs were all yellow. His teeth, his breath smelled like old stinky cheese. The boy bursts out laughing.
Stop the car here, please.
You pull to the sidewalk. You shouldn't take it that way, though.
I'll take it however I like. As for you, you're lucky. I don't report you to your employer.
Oh, she's a Karen. Passenger flings a bill your way.
Keep the change.
She opens the passenger door. I advise her son in icy tones.
Take a good look at that man, Hoga. No, man. If you don't work hard at school, you'll end up like him.
Oh, she's one of them. She gives her son's arm a good yank.
Come on, let's go.
They exit the cab and walk away. The little boy looks back and bares his fangs. Imitate him.
Ow!
You show your fangs in return. The little boy is delighted. His mother tells him to hurry and walks away.
Hurry up, Norman.
Pretty sick. I didn't keep any change. Bullshit. Bullshit. She seemed pretty mad. She was fuming. Fuming. Alright. Can I make it to this guy in time? Oh. You rub your eyes, fatigue and stress. You wish you were really far away from here. Really far away. Fucking hell. Game's dying. Going to Ivory. Yeah, accept. You park up in front of the cemetery where your client was supposed to be waiting. Pay exact to say keep the change. Utter troll. Utter troll. Pay an exact change and say keep the change. No one is there. A bit further you notice a smaller house half built into the cemetery wall. The door opens. Light floods the street. You make out two shadows. One of them walks towards your cab. Your next passenger. He struggles to get into the car and eventually falls into the back seat. Is he drunk? Ivy. A moment goes by before you realise he's giving you his address. His raspy, exhausted voice was almost inaudible. You start driving. You leave the cemetery and notice another shadow in the rearview mirror, still standing on the sidewalk. Who was that? Your passenger slowly lifts up his head. You're struck by a smell. The stench of alcohol is so strong you think your passenger bathed himself in a river of whiskey. Maybe he is the killer. You know you're not going to be able to get rid of the smell that easily. It was this cemetery watchman. Great guy, yeah. Your passenger is shaking. A spit bubble forms at the corner of his mouth. Too hard. It's just too hard. Each word he says is uttered with a moan in pain. His face twisted, almost inhuman, makes you uncomfortable. What's going on? He's my grandson. I miss him so much. Every minute, every second I'm away from him. His grandson died in the fire, I think. You know why he's there. You can't give him the impression you recognise him. You give away the fact you know things about him. And this old guy who reeks of alcohol is a killer. What happened? Didn't read the papers, eh? The fire. 100-some dead. Ring a bell? Yes, of course. My grandson was in the building. My little man, Daniel. A precious kid. Rosy cheek to a pinch. Always asking questions, question after question. Asking questions about everything all the time. He once asked me if Wales... He lowers his head, shaking all over. He's unable to speak. Turn up the heat. Hot air spews into the cab. A few minutes driving, you can tell your passenger has calmed down. He's shaking less. The roads fly by, the avenues, the boulevards too. When you reach your destination, your passenger abruptly points to a window on the top floor of a dilapidated flat building. Fuck, I don't know. You pull up. Here, I live here. It's all I can afford. Until they're able to relocate, my daughter is living in a hotel out in the projects, a seedy place. He pauses and remains completely still. I can't seem to sleep at my place. All I can do is... A smile appears on his face. His voice becomes softer, almost sweet. I slip into the cemetery where Dan is buried. I climb the wall, I avoid the gravel walkways. I snuggle up to his tombstone. It's cold, but I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit. Silence. Your passenger remains immobile. Tonight, it was too cold out, so Hubert called you. They're gonna go upstairs, I'm gonna go to bed. Think about Dan. Think about those arseholes. Those sons of bitches, those shitbags. He stares at you. I don't want one thing from them. Death. Eyes open. Fear right down to the veins. Oh, eyes open, fear right down to the veins. The pants filling with. He enters your building and gets out of the taxi. You watch him stagger into the building for a minute. The main door is broken in. He doesn't even enter a code to open it. He disappears. You sit for a moment, contemplate the deserted street. Something about his story is off. You have trouble picturing a man his age climbing a wall of the cemetery. You saw that wall, it was just 2-3 meters, maybe more. Turn the key in the ignition, drive away. Maybe it is him. You know more about your clients. You saw Ludwig again. I saw Ludwig again. Jesus, it's impossible to make money. I've met Alaric. You told Alaric about your father. You've met Amelia. Oh shit.
Oopsies.
Take a moment to update your board with new clues. Steps in the hallway, they stop in front of your door, then move away. You sigh and get to work. Okay. We'll read through all this, we'll go to sleep, and we'll call it a night. Killer hates taking lives, did it in the past. Victim one's death as a scapegoat. Killer linked to war. Alcohol vapors while talking to Ludwig. That did mean stuff. Huh. Retired mailman. Maybe I need to find out more about Alexander. I need to find out more about Alexander. With a heavy hand, you wipe your tired face. You slide into the open sofa bed. The events of the day run through your head. The streets, the passengers, their faces, their problems. You open one eye. Your back aches. Like to close your eyes and go back to sleep. You get up quickly. A few minutes later, you're outside of your studio.
What?